underneath the suspension bridge. Okay, what the hell is this place? Whoa, is that safe? You said there was one about the craze.
That was a bit further up in another section, but yeah, there's something about the craze. Back to the ground. Kind of where I want.
Welcome everyone to the world's longest traffic light.
Well, this is definitely a first, being driven around by Andrew. Andrew's actually driving me. I'm not actually driving for a change. What is going on? I will say this though, Andrew, your car needs cleaning. It needs, I'm not even going to show you the back.
It's Olivia's fault.
Blame it on Olivia.
I found a stash of garbage under her seat.
Okay, let's have a quick look. Oh, look at that.
Yeah, apparently she seems to think that you can just throw trash on the floor. My side is clean, by the way. I'm just throwing that out there. My side is spotless, so...
Right, everyone in the comments, leave a comment right now. Olivia, clean the car. If you want to see Olivia clean the car, leave a comment. We'll have to keep an update on that one. That looks cool as hell. What the hell was that? So all in these mountains here is underground facilities that we're going to be entering? Underneath the suspension bridge.
Is that it right there in front of me?
Yeah. Yeah. All in here. Okay, what the hell is this place? Let's go and explore.
You guys have any wellies with you?
No.
It's quite deep in water.
What is it?
That's it. Okay.
I didn't bring mine in the end. No, I wasn't going to bother coming in, so I didn't bring them.
Alright, so look how high that is. Let's approach the entrance. Apparently, someone has broken through the door. It used to be completely intact. Matthew Williams wasn't here too long ago and the door was solid. It looks like someone's taken it off its hinges.
No, they just go from the outside.
Wellies down.
No, I'm all good.
I ain't got wellies, who's got wellies?
Oh, it is a little bit deep. You can't go no further than
Which way is the best way to head?
You got the main bit here, and you got like the plant room on the right here.
Kind of reminds me of the Maginot Line actually in here. Wow, it is pretty cool in here actually. There's like storage in here. But guys, it is flooded. It's not too deep. It's like a rusty red, almost like a blood red. I have got new lighting as well. I've got a new floodlight. So hopefully the lighting is better for you guys. Look at that. Look how rusty red it is. It's getting cold. Not sure what all this was for. Looks like old paper cases metal ones though, but they're just corroded with all like moisture and water in here. The floor is in. Oh, okay. We know what that's for now. But apparently there's departments in here, police departments, city council departments that tell you where the HQs were, where the ROC posts were. It's getting deeper in here. Look at that. Look how it's blood red. The water in here is blood red. Rating department.
You just went full wet feet.
Yeah.
God, I mean.
Who did you borrow them off?
Next.
Well, I didn't get told because I don't have my car. I don't have my equipment like my wellies and stuff with me. My waders.
Well, they're not coming in. Because they've done it already.
Okay, well, I'm exploring. I'm just hoping there's no holes in the floor that we fall through. You can't even see the bottom of the floor.
I'll show you this.
I don't know. Feels like it just keeps going and going. One thing I did notice when I was coming in though, the size of the spiders, I didn't even mess around. That's why I got my feet wet the way I did. I didn't bother asking for a spare pair of wellies. I saw the spiders on the wall, that was it. I was through the water coming in. But this place so far is looking promising. Right now we are in educational and libraries. Okay, so there's so many different departments in here. I don't know how big this place is, but so far it's pretty big. Right, let's keep going. Okay, there's people coming down. That's good. It's just Matthew Williams. Dark Arts Paranormal's there, Sam and Jess are there. Right, okay, Andrew's up there. We'll head up there soon, but what was this? This is the clerk and justices, so this is something to do with the courts, maybe. Whoa, is that a safe? Yo, is that a safe over there?
We think it's a doorway to the outside, but it has a safe hold door mechanism on it.
Really?
Yeah.
I can feel some fresh air.
Yeah. Now just be aware, there's spiders at both ends, but there's none in the middle, so there's a bit more spiders down here.
Okay.
What's in somebody's bag there? Is that Andrew's?
That's Andrew's.
Have you noticed in these rooms, this is Clark Justice, but have you seen these? These are actually old maps. And it says like 10th BN, which is battalion, HG, 12th battalion, and there's one of them, so it says like 7 sector.
Wait a minute, Sector 7? Isn't that off, isn't that the Department of Aliens off Transformers?
I don't know, it might
I'm pretty sure it's Sector 7.
Well, and there's one here as well. This is new.
What the hell's that?
It's a shield.
This is new. Somebody's been in here messing around. This is completely new.
Okay.
What the hell is that? That was not in here before.
Why would someone come down with that?
And hide it underneath these as well. That's weird.
Yeah, that is weird.
That is very strange.
Oh, by the way, hi Matthew. We've got Matthew Williams here.
Yeah, sorry.
And
hello.
you already know things are going to be good. It's going to be a good day because he's got his orange lucky camos on.
Yes.
Always a good time with the orange camos.
We're going to attempt to kill somebody.
What?
Well,
wait,
we
what?
That's what we normally do, isn't it, with the orange camos, is we go out and somebody's like, you know, saying, oh, you're going to die, and I'm gonna die, help.
Oh yeah. No, that's,
Call the police.
yeah. Normally,
Emergency services.
yeah. Well, I mean, we've had some good times with those orange camos.
Yeah.
It's not all doom and gloom.
Well, no, it just means you get more hits, but like some people get a bit stressed, and now Andrew's stepping bloody bits of rust on our heads. So
sorry.
Yeah.
That's all
Thanks, Andrew.
There's boxes from the 1920s up here.
Yeah, and you're knocking spiders all down as well. Just saying.
Those boxes up there are actually from Edward Fry, I think it said, and we looked it up and we found out that Edward Fry was none other than the Fry's Chocolate Company. So he's one of the members of the family, and Fry's was based in Bristol, and it was like a worldwide company, but they were very instrumental in the wars because chocolate was something that was sent out as a treat to the troops, but it was also a very good way of getting compacted energy, so you could give somebody chocolate, and if they were in the sort of trenches, it would sort of like bring them back, you know, because it's a lot of sugar. And for that reason, we think that this guy was so important. His documents and his presence was here in the war bunker, because chocolate was important for war. So
okay, that's some good information. Thanks, Matt. So upstairs, is it sectioned off like it is down here, or is it just one big walkway?
this one is one big area, and then the others are like smaller sections. But this is one big long area. It's worth going up into this one because the boxes are up there.
Okay.
And take a look. And there's newspapers from the 1960s. So we think that the last time this place was used was in the 1960s. There's things from the craze, you know, going in to try and bribe some MP. There's a newspaper up there. So yeah.
Okay. Anyway, it's great to see Matthew back on the channel. Shout out to Secret Vault. You already know.
Look, what's this? Outpost Bristol, something TZ zone. But there's one here that says Bristol, Keep or something. Bristol something, and that's right. Inner Keep, 16th Battalion HG. Inner Keep.
Okay.
And there is no keep because there's no castle in Bristol. But we looked it up and we found out that this was what they referred to the inner keep as, kind of like if you have a city, the outer part suggests your normal bits, but your inner keep is like your keep of a castle. So that was the bit that they had to defend, basically, at all costs. When everything else had gone on the outskirts, that's the bit that had to stay because that was the bit that was in control.
Yeah.
So they called it the inner keep. And there's the maps. These are very historical maps.
Shame they're just left down here to get destroyed. I mean, the plastic, but even the plastic isn't withstanding the time. Look at them, the warping and...
Yeah, well, we're lucky actually it is plastic, because if it had been paper,
oh yeah, they'd have gone.
it would have been like this.
Yeah, they've been... Well, I mean, this is wood. This is
That's
like...
what they were on. They were actually placed on the wall and stuck on these, and these have just turned to mush, you know?
Yeah.
But we're lucky actually that it is kind of... I suppose it's like plexiglass, an early form of cell acetate or plexiglass. Yeah. Lucky find.
Yeah, well,
the other end you're going to watch is worse than this end.
Yeah, I know, I saw them. Okay, this is the police. So this is the police part, so this is where they keep the police files.
Police files, yeah. And they would have a person in charge of police should everything went to crap. This is where they would come. This is a real Aladdin's cave of boxes and treasures and things like that. But I think the treasures are gone, but the boxes are still here.
Wow. Okay.
Something in there.
Yeah, this is really cool.
Yeah.
Where do I look first?
And that's J.S. Fry over there, you see?
Yeah, I see that, JS.
J.S. Fry. And there's something, it is Fry Esquire up there. But it seems like a lot of their personal effects and documents to do with the business have to be kept here, because it was strategic to the war effort.
1928.
That's pre-Second World War.
But this looks relatively fresh, this brick up.
Yeah, well, I imagine that's been here for a while, but for some reason it's stood the time a bit better. Another interesting feature as well is if you look above you on these bricks, everything you see is all roots. And the roots come down and they're very, very fine, like fibres, but the roots are everywhere. You know, this is completely across the inside of the wall, sort of.
I do see that.
Outside life is trying to get through, and it's trying to sort of find a way to get through, you know? Outside life's trying to get in, yeah.
Nature's always trying to take over.
There's some of your newspapers up there.
Marriage settlement.
This Mr. and Mrs. Thomas Hillier's marriage settlement. But why would that be in here?
I wonder if they're important.
You know, these must have been for some pretty important people, yeah.
So what would this? I mean, on the door downstairs it said police. Now, does that mean that this was like an evidence, or was this important people? Was this government figures?
Well, regional seats of government are that it's all spread out in different sections, but you'd have police, army, medical, you'd have stuff to do with council, and they have sort of sparse copies, but enough copies to understand what's going on, so that if an area got taken over and they started destroying documents, then they could kind of, like these documents might prove who owned the Fry's Chocolate Company and who had the money for it, and so they could kind of give control back to them later on, maybe.
Yeah, I see. Yeah, no, that's smart.
Probably lists of very important people who have to be looked after, and they wouldn't want those names being well known. They probably, a lot of the important people would start mingling, in the community, so they don't look like, big figures.
Yeah. And
then later on, they could come to identify themselves. Well, they're going to have documents to sort of we can prove who you are, maybe a photograph of them or something. I'm imagining it's going to be sparse stuff like that, but just so they can put the pieces back together after, an emergency.
So, old newspapers, these are getting damp though. They're very frail. Yeah, I don't even want to touch them, they're very frail.
Yeah,
but you said that there was some about...
1969, August 18th, 1969, Evening Post.
Oh, wow. So you said there was one about the craze.
That was a bit further up in another section, but yeah, there was something about the craze.
So we'll try and take a look at that as well.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, this is very interesting. I mean, I love these old boxes. I would 100%, if I could, save them and have them as storage in like a garage. It'd look cool as hell, like a rustic look.
But isn't it weird? I've never seen a bunker like this that's two levels.
And brick the way this is. It's not often. When I was walking through, I actually said, when I was walking through the original bit at the bottom, it was just like walking through the Maginot Line in France. That's how I can describe it, because I've not seen another bunker similar to this in the UK, really.
Yeah.
The design downstairs.
Well, here's the thing, I didn't explain perhaps, these were originally railway tunnels.
Oh, okay.
So, the centre of town, all the way out to Avonmouth, this skirts along the edge of the river, so there was one on this side of the river, there's the river, there's another one on the other side of the river, so they really did splash out on loads of railways, but it had to go through rock, so it just went straight through the rock. This was one of them. There's another one further down, so there's two. The other one is still, you can see the rocks on the outside, but this one is the control bunker, so that's why they bricked it to make it look nice on the inside.
Oh, okay.
But just beyond these bricks are probably just the nasty, horrible sort of,
raw material, raw rock.
Walls, yeah. Rocks and stuff. But but then what they've done is, because it's shaped and its height is designed for a train or two trains, it's probably two trains actually, because the other one's even wider than this. Which makes me think the other one is a lot wider than this. It's actually quite small, so why would the other one be wider and this one's thinner? Makes me wonder, is there a second tunnel? That's interesting.
I can see the cogs moving.
Because it's a lot wider, because it's designed to take two trains, and this is only one train wide, I would say. So what you've got then is, because it's designed in that way, it's quite high, so they put this flooring in, and then they put the ladders. Now ladders are unusual because you normally expect steps, ladders, but it strikes me that this has got the look of the inside of a ship, where you look down and you see people underneath and you climb down short ladders, so is it that this was designed by somebody who worked in the docks, because the docks is nearby and is used to ships, and said, oh yeah, we got the ladders, we got this stuff, we know how to do it, we'll do it the ship way, because we know how to do that.
Yeah.
Makes sense. I don't know if that's the answer, but
I mean, that's some good puzzle piecing right there.
Yeah. It's popping down, but yeah, it's getting a bit rusty, but it's still very safe. And I think it's a shame that it doesn't get turned into a proper bunker where people can come and visit. Unfortunately, when we got here, the door was off, and we actually put locks on the door. We actually went out and bought locks and stuck the door back on and locked it up. That was 4 days ago, and now the door has actually been ripped to pieces. It's in shreds. It's so I think it's going to be a hard one to keep this one safe, to be honest.
Yeah,
but
for sure.
Maybe if people get out of their systems and come and have a look, you know, but I think it should be kind of secured, because the last thing you want in here is graffiti or messing around. And luckily there's not much in here that can be burnt, but there are still those maps, and I think it would be a good idea probably to get those maps out of here and take them to a historical society.
I was going to say, contact Bristol Historical Society or whatever it is, Southwest Historical Society.
Just so that, you know, there's a record of it.
Yeah. By the way, if you didn't already know, I'm in Bristol right now. Come down to meet Matthew. We've got the gang here. We're squatted up. I mean, you know, it's madness. Every time we meet up with Matthew and the gang, always madness. Always madness.
I'm perfectly sane, but
madness, Matt.
I can't speak for Dan.
You know,
tries to get us on these killer missions all the time.
No, you know what it is? I'm normally a normal, civilised, very cautious person, but when I'm with Matt, it all goes out the window. No, it's really cool, so I'm enjoying this so far. Well, look, so there must have been lighting down here. Look at the old bulb. For some reason I thought there would have been a door there. And look at the way someone's knocked through the wall looking.
There would have been a little gate here, you can see where it's rusted and come off, but there's a hinge there, so it would stop people accidentally stepping down. But what we can't understand is why are people knocking through?
I think they're thinking there's another tunnel on the other side, that's why.
They might.
Because look, there must have been a lighting fixture on here, and so they've... Because there's a power line there.
No, this is something to do with the cementing. They put these
metal
things in. Yeah,
oh, from here it looks like two pieces of wire.
Yeah, no, it's a metal...
Oh, right, yeah, it's like some kind of rebarb stuff.
That's it, yeah, you got it. But what I can't understand, somebody's been digging down there and digging back here. Why? Were they looking for something? Was something stashed? I mean, I can imagine, this is just a guess, but it's like the Germans. I mean, they used to stash gold in the bunkers.
In tanks as well.
Yeah, and maybe somebody had like a secret stash of gold, which was legitimately put here, but it was for the people who worked here. Nobody else would know it was here, but in an emergency they could knock through and then they could take the gold out maybe and, you know, use it to sort of get themselves away, you know.
Yeah.
So it's mystery. But yeah, I need to work out the width of this and see whether or not there's a little piece of this missing, unless there's some big gaps between this wall and the outer wall perhaps.
Yeah. So, like Matthew was saying, in the military they used to hide gold. Now the Nazis, they used to hide gold, and they hid gold inside one of their tanks once. It was a Tiger tank, and there was a guy who bought a tank with his life savings in the hopes of restoring it, took the petrol tank off and found it was like £4 million worth of gold in there. Did you ever see that story?
I have heard about it, yeah.
Yeah, that's crazy. He took a gamble with his life savings to buy that tank.
Yeah, it's like one of those things where you get the, you bid on, what do they call them, like containers?
Yeah.
Yeah, containers.
Like auction things.
That's right, where people go to like container places where, you know, somebody hasn't paid their bill and they forfeit what's inside there. But I mean, like sometimes you get like nothing or some lady's clothes or something like that, and sometimes it's like really...
It's like Storage Wars.
Yeah, that's the one, you got it, yeah. That's it, yeah.
Right, let's head downstairs.
Okay.
Let's go and see what else we can find in here.
Yeah.
I'm not that bad with spiders, it's just I just don't like the big ones. And I can walk past them now.
Yeah, well, they usually keep themselves to themselves just if they got webs, and I don't think these ones that
No, they don't. No, they don't really spin webs.
Yeah. I'm not sure which one you have to go up, but one of these, there's like a load of these types of shells, but in metal upstairs, and they haven't disintegrated. The ones downstairs, you can see the state of them. It doesn't take long. No. I don't know what caused the flooding in here, but
well, it's not too stagnant because it doesn't smell.
No, it's pretty good. And we were even talking about getting ourselves a pump. They're about £100. You can get a petrol pump, and then we might be able to sort of, you know, clear it out. But the thing is, the water's probably going to keep some people out of here. So it's one thing. Yeah. It's like we just bought locks to make it safe. That didn't work. If we pump it out, more people are going to come in. So what do you do?
Yeah, it's true. By the way, this one says archives on it. Yeah, I like this place. It's been a while since I've done a good bunker anyway. I really do miss underground explorers. I mean, when we was in France, obviously we went back to the Maginot Line, but we did a hell of a lot of houses and stuff, so really, really good to get out and get back underground. Kind of where I belong. Definitely where I belong.
The only thing that's different in this one is there's a little weird sensor above the door. This is the electricity department, but for some reason they've got this. And I don't know what that is, whether it's a sensor or a thermostat that tells the temperature in the bunker, and depending on what this does, maybe the heaters turn on and off.
Right, okay.
That's a guess. It might be a light, but I've got a feeling it's a thermostat. And I don't know whether or not that little thing there is meant to move left and right to set the heat. But if anybody knows...
Yeah, leave a comment below.
Yeah. Have you seen the fan room?
The what?
The fan room.
No, I don't think so.
Yeah. If anyone wonders why walking weird, it's the thing you have to do when you walk. We learned this in Paris, isn't it? If you stamp your feet down, water goes everywhere. So you walk your feet and plop them down like that. So you walk like that.
Kind of like a duck.
Like that. No, but it's just to stop the water going everywhere.
Yeah, it's not Matt just walking strangely.
The WC's been pretty good, Nick.
Yeah.
And that is still a walkway up there, but they bothered in this room to kind of, so people couldn't look down into the toilet. They put a little bit of wood on top of it so they can't spy from the top down. Now let's have a little spider check.
It's alright, we'll just move fast.
I think they've exited the place.
No, I've seen a lot right near the front door, but as long as we don't stand still, I'm all good.
Ah, there's one.
Yeah, I'm all good.
There's a big one. So
yeah, just let's move.
Alright. Right, this is good. There's one on the left and he's a big boy, so just watch him. So just watch, he's there, right? Apart from that, this is a good worthwhile look, this one. You like this?
Oh god, that is big.
Bit of a monster.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah, sorry about that.
Oh god, look at that.
We didn't ring ahead and get him to come here, it was just random. But this is a way that somebody broke into the bunker in the past, where it looks.
Right, see what, if you move around a little bit more so I can kind of make a dash for it.
Yeah.
Oh god, oh, that is horrendous, they're all horrendous.
Yeah.
Okay,
So
keep
here we
it together.
go with the old fans.
Yeah, that's...
And fan extraction system. But air would be blown in, I believe, from here, and it was basically blown all the way to the end of the bunker and out the other end.
Right, okay.
Can you... Oh, what's that noise?
It's a truck.
Bloody hell. That there used to have metal on it. It's been cut out by somebody who actually crawled in through that years ago, crawled in down here. And there's photos of them doing it on the internet. And but I imagine that that hole must have been there, because they wouldn't have dared to make a hole like that. That would have been very naughty. But there are photos.
That would have been naughty.
That would have been terrible, yes. But they got in here and took photos, but that was 15 years ago.
Wow.
I think so. You know, not many people have been in here since then.
Okay, let's dart past these again. Oh, they're so bad. Just got to keep moving because they're everywhere in here. Okay, that was a cool place. I'm really glad I got to see this, especially before it gets destroyed, because as you can see the door has already been ripped off. It's only a matter of time before it gets almost entirely destroyed.